cloud broker and cloud carrier also. Cloud carrier is at the bottom only. So in the bottom line, you can see that the cloud carrier is there. Okay. Now at the middle layer that we are discussing, that the cloud orchestrator part. Cloud orchestrator means these are the principal component of the cloud service provider, where they will take the decision of based on the user's requirement and request for providing them the cloud services. If the users request for any cloud services, then immediately they will check that what kind of check the user's profile, and based on the user's profile, whether the prepaid user or postpaid user, if they are the prepaid user, that case whether they have paid the upfront cost or not, for how many services they have asked for, and then whether they are asking for the dedicated server or whether they want to go for pay per use. So all those criteria they will check, and based on this they create a priority of the customers, and based on the priority of the customers they provide the services, the SaaS, PaaS and IaaS. Even you can see that through the AWS Educate, that when we go for accessing a cloud services, sometimes they restrict us. That means these services are not accessible to us. Why it is so? The reason behind this is that they will provide us the services based on the priority customer. We are the lowest of the priority, because we are the students, we are not paying anything, only based on the credit vouchers that are provided to us. Based on this we are getting the services. So every time we are going to get the some restricted services. So that is why you can see that some of the services we are not allowed. Okay, so those things have been decided by the cloud orchestrator. Not only that, they will also see that what kind of cloud service models you can be entitled to, what kind of cloud service models you can be given, whether the public cloud, in terms of private cloud services, what are the different private cloud services you can be given, like on-premise private cloud services, or outsourced private cloud services, or in case of community cloud services, what kind of community cloud services will be given. So all those things will be decided over here. Okay, next is the this is the top layer. So I think this one is clear, Joyita.
Yes, sir.
You explain. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next is a go to the last layer. That is my physical resource layer. Now, whenever I will ask for the services, immediately I will the cloud orchestrator is giving the services. Fine, but from where they will give the services? They will give the services from the physical resources available to them. Means the hardware facility, network facility, CPU, RAM, whatever is needed. Based from there only they will give the facility, right? Now they will give the facility through the virtualization. They will create a separate virtual or abstraction layer and give the services to that. Now this is their physical resources, and which they are providing it through virtualization to different types of services the customers are asking for. Now there should be one abstraction layer in between your cloud orchestration layer and physical resources layer. That abstraction means why? What? Abstraction means hiding the details of the upper part with the lower part. Means that upper part will not know what is there going on in the lower part, as well as the lower part also don't know that what type of services they are offering to the upper part. So abstraction layer will take care of separating the upper part with the lower part. Now, can you tell me who is performing the duty of this resource abstraction? कौन ये abstraction layer को maintain कर रहा है? You can see
So the orchestrator.
No, orchestrator is taking the decision. Try to understand. Orchestrator is the administrator. You can say that administrator. अगर तुमको net करना है KU में, that case whom you will approach. You will approach the administrator. Like in our case, we have Devadeep. You will ask Devadeep to give them ID password. Now, if you cannot access the internet in the hostel, then immediately you will go to the admin, right? So here also the orchestrator will take the decision what type of services you will be given. Okay, and physical resources is from where you will get the services. Means from where Devadeep will give you the services. We have the bandwidth. From that bandwidth, we are giving these services to the students in a shared usage manner, right? Now from there only they are giving the services. Now there should be one layer who whenever you are giving any services in a shared manner, that case you should always remember that my data should not be visible to my other students data. It should be abstracted from each other. समझ में नहीं आया? Suppose if you are taking on a shared services like shared bus, so that case your privacy should be maintained with the others, and similarly the others' privacy should be maintained with you also. Now who will take care of this one? That the bus bus conductor or the bus driver, they will check that you have your reserved seat or not. So this is kind of like this. The resource abstraction layer will take care of that. If everybody is taking the services from the physical resources in a shared manner, that case one person's resources should not be visible to the other persons. Their privacy should be maintained. Now my question is, which technology, which technique or which tool is taking care of this resource abstraction and control layer? I have already written over here. It's
So it is
already
in
given an arrow.
virtualization.
Yes,
Virtualization.
virtualization. So will take care of the entire, even in your physical system also, how many, whatever the virtual machines you are creating, that virtual multiple number of virtual machines are there, is there any possibility that one virtual machine can access the content of the other virtual machine? Until and unless you give them the permission, automatically they cannot access the content of the other virtual machine, right? So each virtual machine is abstracted from the other virtual machine, or each virtual machine's functionality is hidden from the other virtual machine. Now who is doing this abstraction? They are doing this abstraction only the virtualization, or the virtual machine monitor or the hypervisor is doing this abstraction. Now is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now the third part, the third layer, three components. One is the business support, one is the provisioning and configuration, and another is portability or the interoperability. Business support means what kind of services should the cloud service provider is entitled to provide. And next is the provisioning and configuration, means if any user wants to scale up or scale down their services, that case, is there any provision is there, and if the provision is there, what type of configuration they should be given. Earlier we have discussed, you may remember that whenever we you need to scale up your services, that case there are two options are there. One is that you can scale up your services on your existing service, or you can go for spawning, means multiple number of services will be created. Can you remember? अगर स्केल अप करना है तो दो तरह का स्केल अप हम लोग कर सकते हैं. हम लोग कर रहे थे ना, प्रोविजनिंग एंड कॉन्फ़िगरेशन.
Yes, sir.
Now again,
Yes, sir.
suppose if you have decided that okay, I will go for spawning. Now in terms of spawning itself also, suppose if you have multiple number of servers, suppose 10 servers you have to create it. Now you have the option that either you can go for creating 10 servers of high configuration, or you can go for creating 100 servers or of low configuration. That also you can do. Now, which one will be beneficial for you? Of creating 100 servers of low configuration, as you have seen that in that way you can save your resources in a manifold. आपको याद है हम लोग दिखाए थे? याद नहीं आ रहा है? सबको इतना जल्दी भूल जाने से कैसे होगा? आप लोग रिवीजन नहीं देते हो. Anyway, I need to check. Yes. Now, can you remember? We have two options. Suppose one is that we are taking 29 M4.large and another option is that we are taking 59 T2.medium. T2.medium is the low configuration servers, whereas M4.large is the high configuration servers. If you take the 59 T2.medium, that case you are saving $2,200 per month. अभी याद आ रहा है आप लोगों को?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so
Yes,
that
sir.
type of decision will be taken during the provisioning and configuration. Okay, so next is the portability and interoperability. Like during the migration of your services, during downloading of your services, or during deployment of your services to the client side, that case you require the portability and interoperability, how it can be performed. Now let us see that what are the different subcomponents are there in the cloud service management, specifically in the business support as well as the portability and interoperability. So in cloud service management, so what are the three basic sub layers? One is customer service management, right? One is provisioning and configuration. Next is, tell me, portability and interoperability. Great. Now in customer service management, we have customer management, we have contract management, inventory management, accounting and billing, reporting and auditing, pricing and rating. So these are the 6 services. Customer management. So what are, if multiple number of customers are there, how to give them the access through by creating the IAM policy and etc. Contract management, that will be done through SLA, service level agreement. Inventory management, so how much resources are there, how much resources our customers are asking for, so how to manage those resources. Now if the number of asking resources is more, the demand resources are more than the available resources, that case how to migrate or how to transfer the resources to the other data center, so that can also be checked over here. And then the accounting and billing, so we have to check the accounting and billing options. Then reporting and auditing, they will check the audit, what are the audit reports that come, whether there is any problem in the audit report, that they are not as per the SLA or not, what type of penalty should be imposed. So everything will be decided over here. Next is the pricing. So what should be the pricing of the services? Okay. Next is the provisioning and configuration. Now in case of provisioning and configuration, as we have already told, the provisioning means that how to increase or decrease the size of your services, scale up or scale down of your services. Now one is the rapid provisioning or immediate provisioning. Resource change, monitoring and reporting, metering, SLA management. So rapid provisioning is the speedy provisioning that I have discussed, and then resource change that I already have told. If the available resources is less than the requested resources, that case we have to change the site of the resources. Suppose in California data center, if the number of resources are less, that case we may shift the customer's request to some other data center, and it will be written over there that these are not available in this data center, so we may have to shift your resources to the other data center. Now for the portability, we have data portability, data portability is of two kinds. One is copy data to and from. To and from means from customers to data center, or vice versa, means from data center to customer, or you can go for bulk data transfer. During migration, we require these services of bulk data transfer, right? Next is the service interoperability. So it has unified management services, service interoperability. Then we have system interoperability. System interoperability is of two kinds. One is VM image migration. App or service migration. So please note down all those points, because these are the third level sub layers. So which may be asked you with a particular points will be given that what do you mean by the VM image migration? Okay, so you have to clarify those things. Okay, now I am going. I think the customer service management and provisioning and configuration is clear from your side, students. It requires more explanation. आप लोग एक बार देखो and tell me, is it clear from your side? I need to explain any
Sir,
point.
metering.
Which one?
Sir,
Metering.
metering from the
Metering means that based on your suppose if you are going for the service and provisioning and configuration, means for scale up and scale down processes. So they will be looked after your how your system is performing. Based on this, your metering will be checked. Na? Means that as many services or as many extent of services you use, based on this, your meter will also increase. Like your water bill meter, I don't know that whether in Assam that for the water we have to pay in a metering basis. Electricity we have to pay in a metering basis, right? So if you consume more electricity, in that case you will be billed more. So that metering is a part of this one only. Okay. Is there anything else? Is there anything else?
Sir, SL management.
SLA management. So SLA management, yeah. So I already told you that SLA is a service level agreement. So whenever you are going to take any services directly from the service provider, that case you have to sign one service level agreement. But whenever you are taking any EC2 instance, do you assign anything? No. Why? Because at that time you just sign that agree button. You just click on the agree button, but you don't go through the entire service conditions, right? So if you go through the service condition, that will comes under your SLA management. But for the bulk level services that are taken by the different companies or the corporates, so they have to sign one SLA that I need this much of servers. Now those servers uptime should be 99.9%, means that they should not be down under any condition. Okay, so these are the things that you need to take care of during your SLA management. Okay, suppose whatever be the service conditions you have gone through, but if they are not being maintained after every 3 months or after every quarter, so that will they will check that as per SLA, the auditor will check that as per SLA your services have been provided to you or not. Means that it is not like that the service uptime and downtime they will check. They will check the performance also, whether the system is performing as per your requirement or not. Suppose you have been given, you have been told that you will be given 40 Mbps of speed, but every time you are not getting 40 Mbps of speed. So most of the time you are getting 10 Mbps of speed. So that will also be checked in the performance. Now, whenever you find out that as per service level agreement you have not been given, then auditor will recommend you that you can penalize the service provider. At the same time, the service provider also penalize the customer that I have given all the services as per SLA, but you are not paying me as per the schedule time. जो पेमेंट डेट था वो पेमेंट डेट में आप पे नहीं कर रहे हैं, So you can also be fined. So all those things will be checked during the SLA management. Clear, Akramul?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
Hello, sir.
Okay.
I have another question, but
Hello?
not from this part. You told that time that if I give access to one virtualization,
I
hello,
can. Bolo.
sir, if access to some person one virtualization, then can he access another that means if I give permission to Windows 10 and I have installed another virtualization Ubuntu, then can he access both if I give permission to
Yes, so
one?
why you cannot? Yeah, if you have the authenticity, means that if you have the proper authorization, ID, password of both the virtual machines, you can access.
No, no. If I give one authorization, then
If
can
you
he?
give one virtual machine access, that case you will not be authorized to access the other virtual machine. How can it be? Because whatever virtual machine you are going to access, you have to give your ID and password, na?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Very good question. That means you are thinking about the different option conditions or different use cases, case studies.
सर अगर
हाँ,
हम लोग दो इंस्टॉल करते तभी एक ही तो उसमें ऑथेंटिकेशन मतलब वो जो पासवर्ड एक ही तो होगा ना सर दो वर्चुअलाइजेशन के लिए मतलब वर्चुअल डिवाइसेस के लिए अगर उबंटू उसके लिए करें तो
में एक
हम लोग
पासवर्ड होगा। तुम लोग क्या एक पासवर्ड देते हो क्या दो वर्चुअल मशीन के लिए?
सर लेकिन बट वो तो प्रोवाइड करेगा ना वर्चुअल वीएम हाइपरवाइजर ही कंट्रोल करता है ना सर वो तो
नहीं नहीं, पासवर्ड भी हाइपरवाइजर कंट्रोल करता है क्या? यू गिव योर पासवर्ड ओनली. Whenever you are installing that machine, you will be asked to give the password, ना? तुम पासवर्ड देते हो कि नहीं जब तुम कोई वर्चुअल मशीन को इंस्टॉल करते हो?
नहीं सर ये पासवर्ड का नहीं सर एक्सेस एक्सेस कर पाया कि नहीं वो क्वेश्चन था ना पासवर्ड तो
हाँ,
वो
एक्सेस तो कर पाओगे,
हाँ
बट द
ये
थिंग
सर
इज देखो,
पासवर्ड तो डिपेंड करता है ना सर हम लोग ढाल सकते हैं या नहीं ढाल सकते तो डिपेंड करता है ना
नहीं डालोगे तो हाँ, इट कैन बी एक्सेस,
हाँ
दैट्स
ये
इट.
सर वो क्वेश्चन
बट
था
हाँ,
सर
yeah, that can be done. But this is not related to with your abstraction layer. Means that एक virtual machine का जो content है, they will not know that what are the contents of the other virtual machine. That is called abstraction. So that abstraction layer will be maintained. If you have the password, that case I can access even for all the virtual machines or all the servers that you have created in AWS itself also. AWS में भी तुम अगर multiple servers create करोगे in different accounts, that can also I can access. So it depends upon your authorization. If you have been given authorized to do so, you can do it. If you are not authorized to do so, you cannot do it. That's it. Got my point? Am I able to answer your queries?
यस सर
Okay. Now, shall I go for the portability and interoperability?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, in case of data portability and interoperability, already told that data portability is of two kinds. One is the copy data to and fro, or vice versa. And another is the bulk data transfer. Bulk data transfer from one virtual machine to another virtual machine. Okay. Next is the service interoperability, that is unified management services. Means that if I create one service in one machine, that should, if I migrate it to run it in another machine, so it should run it in the other machines also. So that is called the service interoperability. Now I told you earlier about the Docker and container, right? So Docker and container, what are they? So they are actually unified. They will provide you the unified service of interoperability or unified management services. Means that whenever you are installing any applications, for that applications, what are the libraries and APIs are required to run those applications within that system. So they will take all those as a package, and after that, that packages, they will run those services. Okay, so entire thing, APIs, your code and libraries, everything will be combined together in a single package, so that if you want to transfer those services from one machine to another machine, it can be done easily. Got my point? So this is a part of your service interoperability. Next is the system interoperability. System interoperability means is your physical layer system interoperability. So your physical layer system interoperability means your virtual machine image migration. That means how to migrate your image from one virtual machine to another virtual machine. Now you know that suppose you have created your virtual machine in VMware. Now you want to migrate it to VirtualBox or Hyper-V. How can it can be done? You tell me. Because the VMware has its own configuration, has its own hardware, machine level language conversion techniques, or VirtualBox even have their own machine hardware level machine conversion techniques. So how, if you create one virtual machine in VMware, will it run in VirtualBox? Answer is no, it will not run. So that case, what we can do that, we have to create one universal image format, so which will be acceptable by VMware as well as VirtualBox as well as Hyper-V or KVM. So what are the hypervisor you bring? So that is called open virtualization format. I think I told about open virtualization format to you now earlier.
Hello, sir.
Bolo.
I am unable to see your screen. Can I rejoin?
I told about open virtualization format. So what is open virtualization format? It's basically help you that whatever virtual machine you are creating in one hypervisor, so that will be acceptable in the other hypervisors also. Now, if you create one virtual machine in VMware, if you export it to OVF, open virtualization format, and then import it in another hypervisor like your VirtualBox or in KVM or Hyper-V, it will be accepted. So this is the technique of your VM migration, VM image migration, which is a part of your system interoperability. And for app and service migration, what will you do? The answer is Docker and container. Means create your service in a particular Docker or container and take that service and put it in other virtual machine. It will run automatically. So this is a part of your system interoperability as per the CCRA.
Hello,
now, is
sir.
there any question? Bolo.
Sir, what will be the difference? Because both VirtualBox and VMware accept ISO format also. So what is the difference between using ISO format and OVF, open virtualization?
No. ISO is not your virtual machine. ISO is an image. Using ISO, you have to install the entire virtual machine over there, right?
Sir, but
VMware
we
का
can
फॉर्मेट
create
क्या है?
a ISO.
VMX. हाँ, तुम ISO क्रिएट करो. ISO को तुम तोड़ के उसको तो इंस्टॉल करना पड़ेगा ना? Then it will be created a virtual machine. ISO में क्या रहेगा? सिर्फ सॉफ्टवेयर रहेगा, हार्डवेयर पार्ट थोड़ी रहेगा.
ISO OVF मतलब अगर हमारे पास एक प्री कॉन्फ़िगर्ड सिस्टम है तो हम उसका भी ISO इमेज बना सकते हैं ना?
तो हाँ, इसका ISO इमेज बना सकते हो, but that will not be recognized by VirtualBox. उसका जो फॉर्मेट है .vmx फॉर्मेट, that will not be recognized. आप कोशिश करके देखो.
Okay, sir.
So you have to convert it to OVF. Any other question? So if no question, the notes are available in my course page. Just go through the notes. I am ending up this session. Okay. So if you have asked me in the